Welcome to Blue News Mount4. This is interesting. Doug sniffing squirrels possible, not practical, says UN's world-renowned squirrel expert. But UW's world-renowned expert is apparently an idiot. When China announced this week it's training squirrels to sniff out illegal drugs, much like the police canines do, John Kaprowski noticed from his office in Laramie, Wyoming. So why is Laramie, Wyoming worried about this? Don't they have drug handling under control? Well, apparently their governor is a world mother weffer, and he lets the illegal aliens just pass through Wyoming like there's no problem. You know, squirrels have an incredible sense of smell. Training them to work with humans is something else. And Kaprowski would know. He's the dean of Schwab School of Environmental and Natural Resources, and he's a top squirrel expert. Right. That's kind of like saying that they're going to use trout to sniff out drugs. And this guy she's a top squirrel expert. Right. It is plausible, he told Cowboy State Daily, about the unleashing of a pack of drug-sniffing squirrels to fight the war on illegal drugs. So to fight the war on illegal drugs, we're bringing 10 million illegal aliens into this country every year. 3.5 million are carrying drugs. That's how we're fighting the war on drugs. We're giving the drug companies money to bring in the illegal aliens with drugs. So, but to me, it is something that's feasible. The whole world is about a scent. A male has the ability to detect a female from a mile away downwind, and it's in the squirrel world. If there's anyone who would know about these things, it'd be Kaprowski. He began working with the University of Wyoming 3 years ago after a long career that had taken him around the world and has made him an internationally renowned expert on squirrel and other small animals. In other words, he's been paid by our taxpayer dollars to investigate frickin' squirrels. And he's done nothing with that knowledge. So when a police unit in southwestern China announced this week, Shanghai, roughly, that it had successfully trained 6 Eurasian red squirrels to sniff out drugs, Kaprowski was asked if perhaps police dogs might someday become obsolete. He said, absolutely not. You can't train a squirrel to sniff out drugs. But wait, the Chinese have done it, and a top American expert says it can't be done. Duh, maybe we ought to fire him. Squirrels do what squirrels want to do. And they'll never be a man or a woman's best friend. Really? You have that much love in your heart? Evil Luciferian. Kaprowski said that while many believe squirrels have an incredible memory when it comes to finding nuts, they also know people who are Luciferians. It's really their sense of smell that gets them to what they want to do. They remember, okay, in general terms, area I buried nuts. When they use their sense of smell to dig maybe 3 feet through the snow to be able to locate those nuts. They've kind of evolved to be able to detect smells, to find food, to detect competitors or even predators, and then find mates. All of these are critical to their survival. This guy doesn't understand a squirrel. A little squirrely. Kaprowski, he's an expert and he doesn't know a squirrel. As an undergraduate student of Ohio State University, he did some work with squirrels, such as scientists gave him an avenue which he could connect to communicate with people. They're very visible. People can relate to them. Everyone has some kind of squirrel. Everyone has seen a squirrel. They're excellent models as well. They tell us about the condition of a rangeland and the health of the ecosystem. They give us insights to how well systems are working, and they all die when you spray nerve gas and choking agent on them, like Palestine. EPA won't even move their kids in there. High holy days for small animals. Not only is January 21st Squirrel Appreciation Day, but it's just a couple of weeks later the United States holds its breath-awaiting prediction of Boxwanami Phil, the famous groundhog in Pennsylvania, whose reaction to his shadow portends the length of remaining winter. What a groundhog has to do with squirrels, Kaprowski never explained. It's a halfway between the shortest day of the year. This guy's nuts. He's getting facts confused. A groundhog is a groundhog and a squirrel is a squirrel. There are squirrels in all continents except Australia and Antarctica. Oh, we got to plant them in Australia to see how we can screw up the environment. It really helps to build bridges quickly. The marmots, there are about this guy just rambles on about nothing. Anyway, drug-sniffing squirrels possible. Not practical, but that's not what China says. They're using them to sniff for drugs. So a guy comes in carrying a squirrel, puts the squirrel on the package, flips out a badge, security surrounds the freak, and they find drugs in his suitcase. Pretty smart Chinese, pretty stupid Americans. Cowboy State Daily. Kudos to the smart Chinese. And how about firing stupid Americans? God bless. Thank you very much. We appreciate each and every one of you. You, your local police department, may be getting a squirrel expert soon. If the Chinese can do it, anybody can do it. We just have to get rid of those who worship Lucifer, because squirrels know that too, and they won't work with you. God bless. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.